Pause for a moment. What's the biggest excuse you've told yourself today? Too tired to hit the gym? Too busy to chase that career upgrade? No time to pursue the things that really matter? Be honest. What's really stopping you? Excuses are like weeds in a garden. They start small and unnoticeable, but if left unchecked, they can quickly overrun your potential, choking out progress and growth. We've all been there, coming up with reasons why we can't achieve our goals or follow through on our commitments. These justifications offer temporary comfort, but block long-term success. What separates successful people from the rest isn't the absence of challenges, it's the refusal to let excuses stand in their way. Today, we'll dive into the real impact of making excuses, explore why they're so damaging, and offer concrete steps to break free from them and start thriving. Often, excuses are our brain's way of protecting us from perceived failure. According to Dr. Gabriele Oettingen, a psychologist known for her work on goal setting, people tend to justify their inaction when they focus more on the obstacles rather than the goal itself. This mental avoidance becomes a self-sabotaging loop, where the more you shy away from action, the further away you are from growth. Dr. Amy Cuddy, a Harvard psychologist, has noted that these rationalizations stem from fear of failure, rejection, or even success. But here's the catch. The more you avoid those fears, the more you reinforce them. As she puts it, when you excuse yourself from trying, you're actually cementing a fear-based belief that you aren't capable. These mental blocks can create a barrier between you and your potential. When you constantly find reasons not to act, you're telling yourself that you're not capable of achieving more. This mindset stifles both personal and professional development, limiting your growth. Every time you come up with a reason to back out, especially to others, you chip away at your credibility. People begin to see you as unreliable and uncommitted. The more you rationalize inaction, the more you accept mediocrity as your standard. This is a dangerous cycle, preventing you from pushing beyond your comfort zone and discovering your true potential. In a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers found that people who frequently make excuses are more likely to struggle with emotional well-being. They experience increased stress, lower self-esteem, and reduced life satisfaction. Tony Robbins said, "It's not the lack of resources, it's your lack of resourcefulness that stops you." In other words, the problem isn't external, it's internal. You have the power to find solutions, but excuses block your creativity and initiative. Jocko Willink, former Navy SEAL and author of Extreme Ownership, emphasizes the power of taking full responsibility for your actions. He says, "There are no bad teams, only bad leaders." This applies to your life as well. If things aren't going the way you want, look inward and ask yourself, what can I do differently? James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, notes, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Making excuses is a sign that your systems, your habits and routines are misaligned with your aspirations. It's not about having more willpower, it's about setting up systems that make excuses irrelevant. Breaking free from the habit of making excuses requires conscious effort and a shift in mindset. Here are some steps you can take today to change the narrative. Number 1, acknowledge your excuses. The first step is awareness. Write down the excuses you commonly make, whether it's about work, relationships, or personal goals. Seeing them on paper helps you confront them head on. Once you're aware of them, you can start addressing them. What excuses are holding you back from achieving your full potential? Number 2, own your outcomes. Instead of blaming external factors like time, resources, or other people, take full responsibility for your actions. When you adopt a mindset of ownership, you become solution-oriented rather than problem-focused. This is what Jocko Willink calls extreme ownership. Next time you catch yourself making an excuse, pause and ask, what can I do to change this situation? Number 3, set small, achievable goals. Excuses often arise when we set unrealistic goals and become overwhelmed by their enormity. Break your goals into smaller, actionable steps. A study published in the British Journal of Health Psychology found that people who set micro goals were 25% more likely to succeed in their larger ambitions. Instead of saying, "I don't have time to work out," commit to just 10 minutes of exercise today. Once you accomplish this small goal, you'll feel motivated to do more. Number 4, adopt a growth mindset. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck coined the term growth mindset, which is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort. When you operate from a growth mindset, you're less likely to make excuses because you see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. Replace excuse-based thinking with growth-based affirmations. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I'm learning how to do this." Number 5, surround yourself with accountability. Your environment plays a significant role in your ability to eliminate excuses. If you're surrounded by people who also make excuses, it's easy to fall into the same pattern. On the other hand, surrounding yourself with motivated, action-oriented people will inspire you to rise to their level. Find an accountability partner, someone who will check in on your progress and call you out when you make excuses. Number 6, practice self-compassion. Understand that you're human, and setbacks are a natural part of life. Beating yourself up only fuels more excuses. Research from the Journal of Positive Psychology shows that people who practice self-compassion are more resilient and less likely to give up on their goals. The next time you fail, instead of excusing your behavior, acknowledge the setback, learn from it, and move forward with a sense of kindness toward yourself. Neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman has explored the neurobiology of excuses and behavior change. He explains that when we make excuses, we're reinforcing neural pathways that make it easier to do so again in the future. However, when we take action despite those excuses, we strengthen new neural pathways that encourage discipline and perseverance. The more we act, the easier it becomes to continue acting. In his podcast, The Huberman Lab, he discusses the concept of limiting beliefs as a form of mental blockade. These beliefs, often hidden behind excuses, can be dismantled by repeatedly challenging them through action. Over time, this rewiring of the brain creates a new default response, one that rejects excuses and embraces solutions. Excuses are comfortable, but they come at a high cost, your potential. Every time you let an excuse dictate your actions, you're choosing short-term comfort over long-term fulfillment. So the next time you feel an excuse bubbling up, remember this: the only thing standing between you and your goals is the decision to act. Once you break the habit of making excuses, you'll unlock a level of personal freedom and success you never thought possible. Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, like, subscribe, and join our community as we work together to maximize our potential. And if you're ready to finally take action, not just consume, check out the 21-Day Momentum Challenge on Amazon. With just one short chapter a day, this book will guide you through the process of creating life-changing habits, building the momentum you need to succeed. Grab your copy now through the link in the description.